bringing news from a different page. Truth served hot and bold and strong. Every week we sing along. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Stories that make you think and pray. A light awaits at the end of day. And guided by the stars and stripes, through the stormiest of nights. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. When the world feels like a fight, hold your ground, stand for what's right. In the truth we'll find our way. Ed and Ronnie light the way. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Red, white, and true will stand tall. Echo the call loudest of all. With hearts of faith and liberty, together we find unity. Together we find unity.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie, and the show starts right now.
Hey, hey.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Well, you look like you're all dressed for, the field or something like that. Camo hat on with the American flag, kind of zipped all the way up to the top.
Well, the camo hat with the American flag has special meaning to me.
And why is that?
Well, I had this past week a surprise birthday party for me with the people I love most. It was amazing, and this hat was gifted to me, and I've been wearing it incessantly. I love it. It's a comfortable hat. So, of course, I can't wear it at work now. I do have another good announcement. I got a new job. I am no longer the world's okayest vending machine filler.
You are now the
operations manager for an awful waffle. Or Waffle House.
I was going to say, for those that may not realize what it is you're saying, that would be the Waffle House.
Waffle House, yes, sir. I was called yesterday and accepted an offer, and I will be putting in my resignation with 5-Star Food Service probably first of next week. Tomorrow. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. So thank the Lord. Good things are happening this way. I appreciated the birthday party, except for the glitter. And the
Now, somehow, you may or may not know the answer to this or able to comment. There is a bunch of glitter outside on the patio. There's red glitter and there's blue glitter. And did you do that?
I absolutely did not do that. I am I don't know for people that know, I am glitter phobic. I hate glitter. It gets everywhere and then you can't get rid of it. So I am not a fan.
Part of it was in the snow. Part of it's on the sidewalk. Obviously, when the snow all melts, there'll be red and blue glitter, and you may never get in the hot tub again.
Probably not. If it's out there, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Well, I think we will be able to, spray it off when spring gets here, and
there we go.
So,
well, boy, I tell you what, that opening sequence, man, it gets me every time. I was singing along. Together we find unity. I loved it.
Well, the interesting thing is that I was looking for some pictures.
Oh, you don't have pictures from the glitter party, do you?
No.
Okay, good.
I think they're on my phone, and they were sent in text message. My friend Mike Sisk was at the inauguration, and he sent me a bunch of pictures, and I may try to get them over onto my messenger so that I can share some of them here as we go on.
Amazing.
My wife just said, "I do." I wonder if she thinks we're getting married again, or
yeah.
I do. I figured she said that once with me, and we'll get some good comments coming in from her.
I wonder. I was sitting here drinking this, and I looked down. I seen a comment from Mom. I wonder if she remembers this cup. It was a Christmas present from about 10 years ago.
Well, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah. It's a greenish, and it goes with the green screen. But it's my favorite Star Trek cup. So.
Well, while people are still coming in, let's show off our shirts.
Let's do it. That's why I had the hoodie on here. We gotta do a little strip tease for everybody, and I think we just lost all our viewership.
Red, white, and true.
True.
All right, and a great big thank you goes out to Tanya.
Absolutely.
Who put these together, and I told you earlier. I told your mom yesterday. I don't know if I've ever seen you in a white T-shirt. So
yeah. You sent me a picture, and I'm like, oh, white? We'll see. And I'm already pasty white, anyways, except for when my blood pressure goes up.
Well,
we love them. Thank you so very much.
Yes, we do. I've tried to figure out why I look so tan in these pictures, and I think it's the light. I got a text the other day that gave me a suggestion on what to do about the lighting, and so I haven't gotten that done yet. But I'm really not as tan as I look on here. But
I did change my lighting, so I guess that makes me pasty white.
Well,
there we go.
Since my wife is in here, and on Prayer and Share on Friday, we're not sure if this was a troll. Probably was, but this little video, well, I don't usually laugh at my own stuff a whole lot, but I got to tell you, this is hilarious. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you sent me this, and I laughed for 20 minutes. I thought it was hilarious.
Here we go.
Wake up the morning fresh and bright. Ed and Amy lead the light. We gather hearts around the screen for love.
Well, that would be the wrong one.
That would be the wrong one, yeah.
Here it is.
Prayer and share, it's time to.
Well, I'll figure it out eventually.
It's on. Maybe not.
Here it is.
Prayer and share, it's time to unite.
Or something. Apparently, we have a person by the name of Rachel Hailstone, who wants to know who the hell are you guys?
Well, look at our names. We're Prayer and Share.
Yeah. Let me introduce us. My name is Pastor Ed Boston. This is my beautiful wife, Amy. We recently were at Daytona Beach, Florida. We host Prayer and Share each Friday at this time. So we will banter about a little bit and talk at the beginning. Then we will do some current events. And finally, we will end up with our prayer time of a list that has included over 1,000 prayer requests since 2021.
Absolutely.
2020.
And welcome to Prayer and Share.
So glad to have you, Rachel.
Absolutely. That's who the hell we are.
Let's just put her on screen. That way people can see who the hell she is.
Absolutely.
I loved it. Loved it.
I got to tell you, Trevor put that together, and oh my goodness, he sent it to me, and I just laughed and laughed. Oh my goodness, that was just so funny.
So for the people who are wondering who the hell we are, we
There
are
you go.
Right and True. I am Ronnie. I am the ops manager for An Awful Waffle as of yesterday.
And I'm Ed Boston, and my favorite thing to say is do the right thing. You know, I have to explain that quite a bit because if there's any visitors at Old Union and I happen to say do the right thing and over half the congregation gives the, the hand signs.
Two-gun salute.
Yeah, then I have to explain it. And so it's always kind of funny. And I think Tanya's asking you which Waffle House you're going to be at. And
which one? Well, I don't know. I spent Saturday and Sunday with a 2-day working interview, and the one in Franklin. I met with the district manager, the regional manager, and the area manager. I had a phone interview, a Skype interview, and then the 2-day working interview with 3 interviews during those working interviews. And I was behind the grill. We were singing, and I did a little dance number Sunday morning with some Rick Astley was playing on the jukebox. So at this point, I don't know where I'll be training. I have 18 to 20 weeks of training, and then I go they'll give me the keys to the store. It'll be somewhere within 30 miles, so I'll have Columbus, Taylorsville, Franklin, Shelbyville, or Greenwood. But Franklin and Columbus already have new managers, so it'll probably be Taylorsville, Shelbyville, or Greenwood.
well, let's get going with what we have. And
apparently 8 or 9, I don't know. It was crazy.
well, you had enough that they figured out they like you and they hired you.
They said they could not find anything wrong with me, that they said nothing but nice things about me. So apparently they liked my singing. I hope so, because they're going to get a lot more of that.
Should I name this a non-singing environment? You know how you have gun-free zones and stuff.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was back there making 80 pounds of bacon and singing songs and slinging grits and waffles. And
39 years ago today was a day in history that, for those of us who are alive and old enough, will remember. And we've got a tribute video that we want to play.
Pilot Mike Smith, followed by Krista McAuliffe, teacher in space, Ellison Onizuka, and payload specialist Greg Jarvis.
8, 7, 6. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission, and it has cleared the tower.
Roger, roll, Challenger. Good roll, flight. Roger, good roll. 3 at 65. 65, Fido. TDL confirms throttles. Thank you. Challenger, go at throttle up. Roger, go at throttle up. Fido trajectory. Go ahead. Flight GC, we've had negative contact, lost downlink. Okay, all operators, watch your data carefully. Flight Fido until we get stuff back. He's on his cue card for abort modes. Flight GC, negative downlink. Copy. Go ahead. RSO reports vehicle exploded. Okay, everybody, stay off the telephones. Make sure you maintain all your data. Start pulling it together.
The picture you were just seeing is Christy McAuliffe's parents watching in horror.
Today is a day for mourning and remembering. Nancy and I are pained to the core by the tragedy of the Shuttle Challenger. We know we share this pain with all of the people of our country. This is truly a national loss. The Challenger 7 were aware of the dangers, overcame them, and did their jobs brilliantly. They had a hunger to explore the universe and discover its truths. They wished to serve, and they did. They served all of us. We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them, as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye, and slipped the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God. Thank you.
Wow.
You know, there are certain times in your life where you're just not going to forget something that happened. You remember it just like it was yesterday, even though it was 39 years ago. And comments in the chat there. Sad day for America. Sad day for this space nut. Beth is she's into like she was really up to date on the eclipse and seeing things that happen in space. She's the one. She's our go-to, and so she's sad day for this space nut. And just thought it was only appropriate that we go with that kind of as our opening story for tonight. Let's go on to something that you've got. You go ahead and take.
All right. So we had our first press conference today for the Donald Trump presidency. And I've got a TikTok video that's explaining finally the
Breaking
drone.
news. We finally know all about those pesky drones that have been flying around for months. This is Caroline Levitt. She's a new press secretary. And in her very first press briefing, she delivered this message from President Trump.
From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
All right, well, it's comforting to know that President Trump says these were all approved by the FAA. What's not comforting to realize is Joe Biden and his entire administration was lying about it the entire time. First, they told us they didn't know what the drones were. Then they said we weren't actually seeing drones. Then they said, oh, these are just small unmanned aircraft, when the entire time they were FAA-regulated drones, according to President Donald Trump. And I'm not doubting Donald Trump's honesty in his statement, but it was very curious when they said research and various other reasons. I'd kind of like to know what the various other reasons are. Like, was one of them searching for a nuclear weapon?
You think? I mean, Joe Biden presidency, they said they had no idea what they were, and like you said, they said they weren't there, and then they, you know, what are we in 8 days into Donald Trump's presidency, and we finally got answers.
And we quit hearing about them. Did they go away? Did somebody shoot them down? I mean, what happened to them? Well, I guess what happened was Trump doesn't need distractions. And so when Trump got elected, the distraction went away.
Absolutely.
Just kind of my thought on that. Keep on rolling, brother.
All right. I got an animation talking about day 3 of Donald Trump's presidency. I thought it was very good, so we're going to roll with it.
Day 3 of the Trump administration is on the books. On his 3rd day, President Trump completed the shutdown of all DEI offices in the government and placed all existing DEI employees on indefinite leave. Announced a new deployment of 1,500 active duty troops to assist in securing the U.S.-Mexico border. Received a commitment from the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia to increase trade and investment with the U.S. by $600 billion. Ordered the Border Patrol to begin immediately deporting anybody caught crossing into America illegally without a hearing, ending the insane Biden policy of catching illegal crossers only to then let them claim asylum and be released into America with a court date months or years in the future. Ordered a freeze on DOJ consent decrees with local police departments, which Biden and Obama used to shackle local police and prevent them from stopping crime. Pardoned 2 D.C. police officers wrongfully convicted in a political show trial after a gang member they were pursuing fled into traffic and was hit by a car. Had the Defense Department commit to using military aircraft to assist CBP in deportation operation. For half a century, America has had Republican administrations filled with people terrified to fulfill their electoral mandates. That pattern has ended. 1,458 days to go.
Day 3, and all that was accomplished. Amazing.
And so many things that we could talk about in there. The one that kind of just jumps out to me is on the deportations, and the president of Colombia.
I love this story.
Decided to, you know, I don't know, pound his chest. I don't know what he did really, other than act stupid. Said they denied the flights that were coming in.
Refused to let them land.
And so, what was Trump's response?
He had put tariffs on everything, massive tariffs, and I believe, and I'm not positive on this, so don't mark my words, but he was on the golf course and he was tweeting all this, the tariffs, and I don't remember what else.
Travel restrictions.
Travel restrictions for all Colombians. Yeah.
And it took the president of Colombia about 8 seconds to say, "Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We'll
And
cooperate."
not only that, he sent his own private plane to come pick them up.
Yes, and that cracks. It's like, think about this. These are not good people that he's sending back.
Yeah, no.
So I'm thinking they're going to trash this guy's plane, and
what's going to happen when they land? Where are they going?
So yeah, that one was big. The one that has the most liberals spinning in their, as a top is probably the DEI thing. Basically it's over.
Yeah, goodbye to all that. I was going to show a video. It was Saturday Night Live. They were talking about it, and it had a little bit of offensive language, but it was very funny. Frankly, and I've got several videos that I'm going to show here in a minute of what DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, has removed already. DEI was a big one. It's stupid. It's pointless.
Well, why don't you go with that video?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So
I've got a couple of things I want to look up. So
okay. Yeah. I've got 3 of them. It'll be about 9 minutes long, but it's interesting. It makes you think. So
okay,
we'll pop one up here.
Well, good morning, fellow taxpayers. I'm back with the next 10 items that the DOGE, and that's the Department of Government Efficiency, is getting ready to cut. And it's going to give us more savings, and we're going to have to scratch our heads a little bit over these next 10 because these are absolutely ridiculous. All right, so number 1, the National Bubble Wrap Stress Relief Study. We were wasting $1.4 million annually to study whether popping bubble wrap would actually reduce stress. It turns out that it does, but we don't need to spend any money on that. You can do that yourself. All right, program number 2, the Bureau of Mailbox Feng Shui. I don't even know what the hell that is, but it was costing us $900,000 a year. All right, program number 3, that is going to be the Federal Balloon Animal Training Academy, costing us $2.3 million annually, and taxpayers have been funding how to teach clowns to fold balloons into animals for kids' birthday parties. All right, now program number 4 is the National Pretzel Untwisting Initiative. It's $600,000 per year, dedicated to untwisting pretzels for research purposes. DOGE is doing away with that. You're welcome. We don't need that anymore. Program number 5, the Department of Sock Pairing. We're wasting $1.8 million annually to find those missing socks. Sorry, everybody, you're on your own. You're going to have to find your own socks without any government guidance. Number 6, the Federal High Five Coordination Bureau, $1.2 million a year, ensuring that we're high-fiving correctly. That's got to go. That's going to save us some cash. Let's see, number 7, the National Ice Cream Cone Structural Integrity Lab. We have been spending $700,000 a year to find out why ice cream cones leak, and that's just a huge waste of money. Program number 8, the Office of Puddle Depth Measurement. That was costing us $3 million a year to see how much rainwater was being wasted and collected in things like potholes and other puddles. So we're done with that one. And let's see, program number 9, the Bureau of Alarm Clock Testing, $1.5 million a year to ensure alarms are just annoying enough that you get out of bed, so you're getting that correct, noise that just drives you crazy. We don't need that anymore. That's saving us, like I said, $1.5 million. And finally, number 10, that's the Federal Glitter Cleanup Task Force. And at $2 million annually, we've been funding the impossible because as we all know, at the end of the year when we take down the Christmas tree and all the decorations, there's just glitter everywhere, and it takes a couple months to vacuum it up. So in total, that's going to save us an additional $16.4 million of government waste. And keep going, DOGE. I'll bring you the next update as soon as I have the next 10.
All right, we disappeared. There we go. So I agreed with all of it. Get rid of all of it except for the glitter thing. The glitter. No. We need to fund glitter removal because I hate glitter. Now, everybody that was at my birthday party knows that. Now, I appreciated the birthday party. Don't get me wrong, but I hate glitter. I love. I'm going to do a little brief thing here. The federal balloon training for clowns and how to. Come on now. The pretzel twisting initiative, $600,000. Now, you might think that these are not real. I spent some time today with Ashley and we pulled them up, and these things are real. Now I've got 2 more. So 20 more programs, like the $700,000 to the ice cream structural integrity research.
Hold on, before you go there. While you were playing that, remember what I told you earlier, $50 million.
Yes.
That is the accurate total. And let me pull this up. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's decision to freeze foreign aid over the weekend included pulling millions of dollars worth of U.S. funding for condoms in Gaza. Now, that is true. That is was mentioned, I think, in the press conference. Maybe I'm wrong about that, and we can talk more about the press conference later. But one of the things that I've just seen in this article is the Palestinians used balloon-like things and condoms with helium in them to send. They would light them on fire, something at the bottom, and light it on fire and send it into Israel, and it would start wildfires.
What?
So we were actually funding the Palestinians, the Gaza, the Hamas, helping to start wildfires in southern Israel. Now, you just can't make that up.
No. My thought on this is so Israel blew up cell phones and pagers, and all they replied with was floating candles to start wildfires. I'm going to go with Israel 1. And
yeah, 50. But the non-funny part of it is $50 million of our tax money.
Now that comes out of my paycheck and your paycheck. $50 million. What could that do in the United States? Could that have put out the wildfires in California? Could that have put in housing for people in North Carolina? Absolutely. But let's start wildfires, and
there you go. All right, take off again.
All right, we got 2 more. Let's catch this real quick. Don't get as mad as I've been.
Elon Musk has been removed from the White House and no longer has direct.
Let's try this one.
All right, good evening, citizens. I am here to proudly announce the first 10 programs to be eliminated by the newly formed Department of Governmental Efficiency, or DOGE. And let me tell you, the savings, they're astronomical. So let's start with program number 1, which is the National Squirrel Census. Every year we spend $2.3 million counting squirrels, so effective immediately, squirrels, they're going to need to start counting themselves. Now, program number 2, that's the Federal Committee on Sandwich Standards. We spend a whopping $5 million annually just to define what legally qualifies as a sandwich. So taxpayers, we're going to save that $5 million. You can come up with your own definition. Now, program number 3 is the Bureau of Uneven Sidewalk Awareness. Because do we really need to spend $1.8 million a year to remind us to watch our step on those uneven sidewalks? I think not. So let's save our pride and save our wallets as well. Program number 4, the National Soap Carving Championship Grant. We're spending $700,000 a year to keep the art of soap carving alive. We're going to do away with that as well. Well, we don't need to fund those county fair competitions anymore for carving soap. Now, program number 5 is the Bureau of Left-Handed Scissors. Turns out people who are left-handed could just turn the scissors around and they can save us $250,000 a year. All right, the National Moth Appreciation Day Initiative, we're going to cut that out as well. That's going to save us $250,000. The Federal Cheese Wheel Roll-Off, that's going to save us $1.2 million. Program number 8, the Office of Inflatable Pool Regulation. Now, did you know we spend $500,000 a year ensuring your pool noodles were the right buoyancy or the correct buoyancy to make sure they can hold you up? We're going to cut that out, save that $500,000. You're welcome. All right, program number 9, the Duck Quack Research Fund. $4 million to prove that ducks, quacks don't echo. Newsflash, they echo. All noises echo. So we're going to save $4 million there. And finally, program number 10, the National Database of Presidential Hairstyles. We were spending $800,000 a year cataloging the different presidential hairstyles over the year. We'll just let Google handle that, save us $800,000. So in total, Doge is going to save the taxpayers on those 10 programs alone $20.6 million. You're welcome. And efficiency is what we're looking forward to. I can't wait to see what the next 10 programs are going to be.
Now, $20.6 million. Let's see how many condoms that could buy. Let's, whatever. So my favorite off this list was the $2.3 million for the Squirrel Census Initiative. Squirrels are just going to have to count themselves, like he said. I found that hilarious. Now, we were sitting in the car when I was watching this earlier. We pulled it up, and it is true. That is a real government-funded program. $2.3 million for squirrel counting. The pool noodles thing, I'm glad they've nailed pool noodles down, and $4 million to see if ducks, quacks echo. Moving on. I don't know if you're as infuriated as I am, but we're moving on.
All right, good evening, citizens. I'm back again. I've had a lot of requests for what are the next 10 programs that Doge are going to cut. So here they are in order. The next program, the National Pillow Fluffing Initiative, at $1.5 million a year, taxpayers are paying to ensure your hotel pillows were at maximum fluffiness. So effectively, immediately, you're going to have to fluff your own pillows. The next program number 2, the Bureau of Elevator Music Standards. We were spending $2.1 million annually to approve soothing tunes for elevators. So from now on, the playlist is your problem and Pandora's problem. Program number 3, let's see, this is the Federal Bureau of Traffic Cone Counting. And believe it or not, we spent $1.3 million per year to ensure every cone is accounted for. And Doge has officially removed those cones. You're welcome. Okay, program number 4, the Office of Seasonal Pumpkin Oversight. We were dumping $800,000 per year into tracking pumpkin spice trends. So goodbye PSL police. You're just going to have to figure that out on your own. The National Chair Spinning Safety Council, $400,000 a year. The Federal Kazoo Orchestra grant. That was a $2 million annual grant for kazoo lovers, and now they're just going to have to toot their horns on their own. Program 7, the American Cloud Watching Fund at $1.1 million. Program 8, the Department of Leftover Labeling. We were spending $600K a year there. Don't ask me what the hell that is all about. Program number 9, the Bureau of Ice Cube Uniformity. We needed to make sure that we were spending $2.5 million to ensure that your ice cubes were nice and uniform. We all know how people get picky about their ice cubes. And last but not least, the National Velcro Noise Study, $1.7 million annually to test which Velcro noise is the most satisfying. So we can do away with that. And with that, that's going to bring an additional $14 million in savings on top of the other $20 million that I talked about in a video earlier today. If you didn't get a chance to see it, go to my profile and check it out. And I will update you once again, maybe sometime next week when I've got the next round of Doge cuts.
Why don't they just give me 14 million and I'll study whatever they want me to? How grass grows, paint dries.
And you add all of those together, and it doesn't even come up to quite a little over half that we spent on condoms in Gaza.
I don't know. I haven't got on the comments here. Let's see. We got another one. Raccoon counting. Yeah. I know where some of them are.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So I don't know if it infuriates anybody else that we were actually spending our money on that. There are homeless vets in the streets, starving, dying, committing suicide, and we're worried about ice cube uniformity and counting traffic cones and squirrels and seeing if ducks quack echo.
with between the two, he was about 35 million. You add the 50 million for Gaza, so 85 million or so, and that's just, that's not even a drop in the bucket when you're talking about trillions of dollars. But most of all, it's just the principle of putting out money on those things. It's like people that would authorize that, money is authorized to certain groups, departments, things like that, the different areas in government. So it's not like Congress says it's okay to do any of those. They give that money to specific, entities within the government to pay out. But it's like they're playing with monopoly money.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't even matter. Just throw money wherever.
And Bill and Tanya right there, they nail it. Could have housed thousands of homeless vets. 85 million or what, or 58, $85 million. I mean,
it's too much. It's too much wasteful spending. It's shameful, plain and simple, shameful. And you got to think. I work for that. You work for that. Everybody in the comments works for that. And homeless vets, like it was said, dying every day. But let's see about ducks and counting squirrels and traffic cones. It's shameful. And I'm glad we finally have somebody in the White House that looks at this and said, enough's enough. Let's get rid of this crap.
Well, I'm going to share my screen here.
Go for it. Go for it.
And I've got some pictures I was able to move over. And, Cisco was kind enough to share them with me. And want to go ahead and I'm going to make it full screen.
Wow.
And now Cisco was at the Capital One Arena. He wasn't in the Capitol building, but they obviously had some really good video that was piped into there. Let's see if I go the right way. There you go. J.D. Vance and his wife.
Yep.
There you go. There's a good one.
Wow. I tell you one thing, for me, it would just be an honor just being that close. I don't know.
And then I thought it was only fair that we put Cisco's picture in there since he provided them for us. So,
thank you, Cisco. I appreciate it. I really do.
He had some interesting things happen while he was there. Kind of got scammed on a Uber or something like that. But he said he would still do it all over again to be able to be part of that in the way that he was.
I've got a brief video of what they were talking about, if you'd like me to show that.
Certainly.
All right.
Hey, hi, I'm human. I need to change into my good times underwear. Daddy? This is what fish oil feels like. We will all drink, baby, drink. Mm-hmm. A thought goes out to you. I think I'm gonna go watch Friends. I don't have a home, Pikachu. Hey Baron, how's the air up there? I shouldn't have eaten all these chews. I love you very much. I love you very much. Thick and cool.
Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy.
Well,
thick and cool. Thick and cool.
Yeah. Interesting comment, Bill and Tanya. Let me put it up there. Back to the money that was going out. They didn't care because it wasn't their money.
That's absolutely right. They didn't care. It's shameful. It's irresponsible. If you ran your home the way the government did, we would all be homeless. Our lights would be shut out. Our internet would be shut off. We would be living in a box.
Well,
we can't just play with monopoly money like the government does.
Well, even if you like get credit cards and pay all your bills with credit cards, and then you get more credit cards to pay your credit card bills with new credit cards, eventually the credit card companies say, no, you're done.
You're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
And that's basically what we're doing as a country. You know, how many ever $1 trillion in debt we are. And you and I mean, you're the next generation after us. Your kids and their kids are still going to be paying for it, in addition to what they have to pay for themselves at that point in time. And at some point, are they going to say, enough's enough? You can't borrow money. There's some things that just you can't explain, and spending money that you don't have for condoms for Gaza.
Squirrel counting.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you
absolutely.
go.
I just figured I'd show that video, a little comic relief. I love the Baron Trump. Hey, how's here up there? Huh? Oh, I thought that was pretty funny. So.
Well, right before we started, I found the results of something I had posted on X in the last few days. There is a lady by the name of Sandra Merritt. And 8 years ago, she was working undercover and took videos about Planned Parenthood. And some of the things they found was abortion doctors talking about how they would do things so that the body parts of the aborted babies would be more valuable and would be easier to sell because of what they had done. And so she went undercover and ended up, nothing happened to Planned Parenthood. And she and another man were charged and have been fighting for 8 years to get herself cleared. California Attorney General's office agreed to a plea deal to end the criminal case against Sandra Merritt for her role in the undercover journalism that exposed Planned Parenthood's trade in aborted baby body parts. Sandra Merritt, quote, did nothing wrong. She did the right thing by exposing the depravity of the abortion industry. This plea agreement ends an unjust criminal case by dropping these baseless criminal charges without any prison time, fines, or other penalties, said Liberty Counsel founder and chairman Matt Staver. They released in 2015 shocking videos exposing the abortion industry's illegal practice of harvesting and selling body parts. Now, some of this that I've read in the past, selling body parts, whether they're aborted baby body parts or whatever, is illegal. You're not allowed to sell body parts. So that was part of what she exposed. Get this though. After the videos were released, then California Attorney General, guess who? Kamala Harris met with top Planned Parenthood officials in 2016 and ordered criminal investigations into Merritt and the other gentleman, while the next state attorney general, Xavier Becerra, eventually charged them with violating California's recording law. Speaking of being outraged and angry, we're talking about this can almost make you cry. You think about baby.
How about there? Trust me, how about there?
And they get charged with illegal videotaping. My brain doesn't compute.
I saw a video yesterday, and I thought about sharing it. It was about an abortion clinic, and a guy was portraying to be a pimp with his underage prostitute, and went in and was talking about healthcare, and it was all videotaped, video recorded. And the manager of the abortion clinic, Planned Parenthood, had said, "Yeah, we can do it. We can do almost anything you need, abortions, yada yada yada. We just have to say it correctly." Even if they're underage prostitutes, which I can't imagine. And then it interviewed several women who had abortions, and one woman said the next day she got home and was changing her clothes, and there was an arm in her underwear with hands and fingers, and she lost it because at that point she realized what she had done. It wasn't a cell, it wasn't a cluster of cells, it was a human being.
Yeah. Well, down at the bottom scrolling is a link to Linktree. Now, Linktree is a social media app that helps promote, well, in our case, it helps promote Red, White, and True. And we currently have X, TikTok, Facebook page, and a YouTube page. Those are our 4 social medias right now, and we need your help. I'm going to sound like, we need your help.
We're doing a marathon again.
What we need is you to click on Linktree, and it'll give you a link to each of those 4 social medias for us. And if you would go to each one of them and like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is that they want you to do, if you would go there and do that, there are a couple of things that we need. X and YouTube in particular, we need a certain number of followers before we can broadcast live. Right now, we're going to your Facebook, my Facebook, your mom's Facebook, and Prayer and Share Facebook. We're also going to my YouTube and my X account. But we want to streamline everything through Red, White, and True. And we have the ability to add those once we get enough followers and subscribers. So we'll flash that up there again in a little bit. I've got another one that I want to add. It's a link. It's probably too long, but I want you to be able to. If you just go to CBN News, you'll see what the article that I was just talking about on Planned Parenthood and the body parts. So we'll go ahead and put the link tree back up there for a little while.
I took it off. I got to take a looking at it.
All right. Well, what else we got going on?
Well, I got a story here about Vivek Ramaswamy leaving Doge. It just kind of came out. I didn't get the full. I've got a small video talking about Elon Musk, but I'm gonna pull up this story if my computer will work. Indian origin entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, who quit the Elon Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency Doge last week, denied having any differences with the tech billionaire. He cited different and complementary approaches to running the agency set up to clean up the federal bureaucracy, and said both of us were on the same page. In an interview with Fox News, Ramaswamy, 39, said there's no better person to have a technological and digital approach than Musk to lead Doge. Asked by Fox News host Jesse Waters over speculation of a rift between him and Musk, Ramaswamy replied saying, I think that's incorrect, but what I would say is it was a different and complementary approaches. I focused more on constitutional law, legislative-based approach. They focused more on a technological approach, which is the future approach. When you were talking about a constitutional revival, it's not just done through the federal government, it's done through federalism, where the states are also led the way. There's no better person to lead that technology digital approach than Elon Musk, Ramaswamy said. When asked straight up whether Musk fired him, Ramaswamy denied such an instance and wished him well. We had no mutual discussion. We are on the same page, divide and conquer, and saving the country. It's not a one-man show from the top down or bottom up. It's all of the above, and that's what I am for, he said. Now, I did read somewhere where he may run for governor of Ohio, which would be amazing.
And I think that may have had as much to do with him dropping out there as all of the other things did. He could have participated in that for a while, but you know, when you run for a major office like that, your focus has to be where it needs to be.
Absolutely.
And they can do that office with him. He's an excellent businessman, or without him. It's gonna go. I mean, same thing about Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk, and you know, he's a results getter, and so. But that being said, they're gonna succeed there with or without either one of those two. Just the fact that it's been created is a big deal, and so that is going to be huge. You know, hopefully 4 years from now, we're not going to be having the discussions that are angering us like we've had tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, what, 10 days, 8 days? What are they going to accomplish in 30? What are they going to accomplish in a year? Like that video earlier said, 1,438 days or something left. Amazing. I do have another video too about the deportations that really made me smile. It's a Haitian gentleman was arrested and refused to go back. If you'd like to see that,
let's do it.
All right.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
First, Tom, when you see that video, I'm curious, what do you think?
Well, he's wrong. He's going back to Haiti. I can tell him that. And look, you know, I've said it on this network for 4 years. Joe Biden, you know, opened these borders on purpose. It wasn't a mismanagement. It wasn't incompetence. He knew exactly what he was doing. He made the promises while he was running for president, and he kept those promises. At least you got to give him credit for that. But yeah, they've opened this border up, and President Trump's going to secure the border, the highest level ever. You thought we had a secure border before? Watch what happens now. It'll be the tightest border in the history of this nation, and ICE officers are finally getting the handcuffs taken off them, and they're going to put them on the bad guys throughout the country.
Stuff right there, getting it done. Biden forever.
Biden forever. From a, a Haitian that eats cats and dogs.
Yes, that's right. Biden forever. Biden forever.
Well, thank you, Bill or Tanya, for doing that. And if everybody else could
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Could do that, let me throw that back up there again. Just write it down if you want and go do it later. We need your help because we want Red, White, and True to be something. It is something, but we think we can make this into something even bigger. And that being said, many people say that we, as in just your everyday citizen, is the new news. And even in the press briefing today, I watched part of it, and she said the same thing, that it is, I have a feeling that, there you go.
Yeah.
Who
This
do
is
you
my new
got
little
there?
buddy.
Who do you
This-
got there?
This is my grandson, Zeke. He
And
come to visit for a little while. Come on, say hi. Oh, where we get the camera? There we go. He's been hanging out with Grandpa today. We've been watching drum corps shows, and he beat me up. You beat me up, didn't you, buddy? He's been wanting to make an appearance. I don't think he likes the light.
well, Zeke has been introduced to the world now. The
You got
world
street
according
cred there,
to Red,
Zeke.
White, and True.
You got street cred there, buddy.
And you got to see me too.
All right, you gonna be good. You gonna hang out with Grandpa? All right. I had a drum corps show on, and he was watching, and the show ended, and he started crying, and I fought and put on another one, and he sat there quietly while I was pulling up videos for tonight and working on the show and everything. So he's my little buddy.
You started to get upset when I left.
So we're talking about the new news, and people are literally leaving mainstream news and media in droves. They're getting their news from social media and things like that. And here is something.
Look at CNN's ratings.
Yeah. And here is something that she announced today. Let me throw this up here.
What?
White House to open briefing room to podcasters and influencers. That's a big deal.
Absolutely. That's amazing right there.
It's come along. In 2008, as a podcaster, I applied for and received an invitation to the Republican National Convention the year that John McCain was running for president, and got to spend the entire convention with press credentials, and it was a big thing. But think about how far that's come.
Yeah.
In that time, to where now there is going to be a White House briefing room. Now, the odds of a very, very, very small organization getting in aren't real good, but you see where the Trump administration is realizing that the best way to get their word out isn't through the mainstream media.
Yeah.
And so, as I said, we believe that we've got things that we can do. And let me just.
Could you imagine maybe in a year or two, Red, White, and True sitting in the White House press briefing? That would just be amazing.
It would.
Dream come true right there.
I don't know where we go. We're taking it basically one show at a time. We're trying to get better all the time. I think you noticed some of the improvements in the video this week, or at least I hope you did.
Yes. Yes.
The presentation of the videos, instead of sharing our screen, we've come up with a different way to make that transition in there a little more smooth, and we're working at getting this done. And part of that is, building our social media accounts.
Absolutely.
And that's where we need help. Let's see. We probably got a time for a couple more stories here. And I think let's see when this story came out. What time? Well, it was today.
Go to Gigi.
Duck Dynasty star and beloved uncle Silas Robertson's Uncle Si is on the mend after spending 3 days in the hospital for injuries related to a hunting accident. Robertson usually hosts his weekly podcast, Duck Call Room, but his co-hosts Justin Martin and Philip McMillan told the audience the 76-year-old recently fell from a boat and onto his oxygen tank during a recent hunting trip in Arkansas. His absence over the last 2 weeks has left some fans concerned, and the host took some time to address it. Typical Silas Robertson, in a dang hurry to get out of the boat, Martin said on the Monday episode. He went to take a long step instead of waiting for us to move the decoys and the shotguns. And a BDH, a big dang hurry, and he fell. So, we've prayed for Phil, and now we'll pray for Uncle Si as well. You got
Have you had any updates on Phil? I haven't heard anything lately.
Nothing since we reported here last, other than I think the things that are wrong with him aren't going to get better without a miracle from God. There's a new generation, not a new generation, because we're aware of his children, but it's going to pretty much totally fall on them for the future. And they've got a new program that's coming out soon.
That's great. I can't wait for it.
You got any videos left? Or you?
I've got one more, but I don't know if we're going to get into it. I just wanted to pull this up real quick. Bill and Tanya, I love you guys. Thank you so much. We work hard, and we really appreciate you being there. Let me see if I've got. I do. I've got a guy talking about Elon Musk somehow being punished, not being able to talk to Donald Trump.
Let's hold off on that one until we got more information.
That's fine. I don't have a whole lot of information on it yet. It just happened right before we came on. So let me do some more research, and next Tuesday we'll bring you the right thing and maybe some more information about it.
Well, let me read here a little bit. I was thinking it was here, but let me go over to Fox real quick and look. Social media erupts after the first press conference by Caroline Leavitt. She is the new press secretary. She is the youngest press secretary. And she just knocked it out of the park today. I was watching the press conference. Your mom was getting ready for work, and she walked in and started hearing the things that she was saying. And she said, man, she is good. And I mean, like, she was hitting a grand slam every topic that came up. Conservatives on social media praised new White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt's performance and made the case that her tenure would be a welcome change from the previous administrations. She stepped to the White House press room podium on Tuesday and answered questions from more than a dozen reporters with various political affiliations and spoke for almost an hour. Now, let me just say this, that the very first questions that she took was not from normal mainstream media. It was Breitbart and Axios and one other. She took questions from three reporters from that part of the media. And I know that there were liberal outlets that were just fuming.
Losing their minds.
And so I'm looking forward to, I mean, she said one time that you can expect me to tell you the truth, which I know for a fact that you're not used to, because we know for a fact that there were lies coming from this podium. But it's like, dang, drop the mic on that and walk off.
Joe Biden will not pardon his son, and then however long later, Joe Biden's pardoning his son.
I mean, she said that within just a few days of the pardon going out.
Over and over and over again, she said that he was not going to, and then, oh, well, he's doing it.
But she said, you can expect truth from this side of the podium, but in turn, I expect truth from you when you report what we say.
Absolutely.
I mean, she was basically putting them on note. And she said, and if you do report wrong, I will call you out.
Wow.
I mean, that to me is like the bottom line is we're not messing around.
Right. Exactly.
It's like this country hasn't got time to mess around with you being a hindrance. And I think Trump learned that from the first 4 years, how much of a hindrance the media was to what he was doing. And basically this time, I got 4 years. Now, I want to address something that I've been seeing, and maybe everybody in here will disagree with me on this. And that's okay if you do, but I'm still going to give my opinion. I've been seeing and hearing that there is a Republican, I don't know if he has any co-sponsors, but is planning to sponsor a bill that would allow Trump to run for a third term. And
doesn't everybody have to change the Constitution?
Yes, they would have to change the Constitution. His bill would say that it would only be in circumstances like what Trump is in right now. You wouldn't be able to serve 3 consecutive terms, but if you had a period of time in between your first term and second term, then you could serve 2 consecutive terms at that point. And I'm going to tell you that I am 1000% against that. Against that.
Against it? You don't want to change the Constitution and add that?
No, absolutely not. Because here's the deal. I wouldn't want it to be done even for Trump. Okay. I wouldn't want it done for that. But the deal is, when you put a constitutional amendment up, I think you have to have 2/3 of the states ratify that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's going to take a long time, if it even happens. I mean, there's no, I don't think, timeline for a state to ratify. It's not like, well, we're going to throw that out there and everybody has to vote by September. And, it's going to take forever. And much like governing with executive orders, I am very much against that, because it sets precedent for the following administration that you may not like very much at all. And I know why Trump had to do that the first time, because he wasn't really allowed to govern. But we did see And on day one for Biden, he had 8 gazillion executive orders. And now it's kind of tit for tat,
Yeah.
And it's not the best way. It's not the way our country was designed to govern. And I'm not saying that Trump is wrong for doing that, because basically he has no choice. To get some of those things done by changing the laws may take months, if not even a few years. So, in order to get stuff done, he's got to do it. But going back to the changing the Constitution, uh, I am definitely not for that, because um, you look at somebody, well, Barack Obama would love to be a 3-term president.
And they say he was a 3-term president because he was kind of controlling Biden.
Yeah, I read an article this week about, if Joe Biden wasn't running the country, here are 5 ideas on who it may have been. And of course, number 1 was Obama.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about him for a second, all of these people who are just gone crazy over deportations, Barack Obama by far has had more deportations than any president in modern history, for sure, and maybe all time.
I wish I had the video where he was standing there saying he was going to deport people, and we should have secure borders, and he was even harder on it than Trump.
I watched that video today that you're talking about, and he even had a nickname like the Deportation King or something of that effect. And if you look at the last few presidents, Trump's first go around, when he was huge about the border, was lower than either Obama administration, lower than Biden's administration. And yet they're going crazy over him. And one of the things in the press conference today, they were trying to really hard to they were trying to twist words. Trump and Holman have both said that their main focus is the criminal element. And this is one of the things that your mom heard when she walked through. She said, well, hold on. If a person comes into this country illegally, they're a criminal. That's a crime. And so they're a criminal. And so if they're a criminal, which if they're an illegal, they're a criminal, then they are subject to be deported. And one of the reporters was like, yeah, but we've been told that the violent criminals are the focus. And she said, let me say it again, kind of like, let me say it again real slow so you understand. She didn't say that, but I got the meaning there.
Yeah. For those of you in the back.
If you come to this country illegally, that makes you a criminal, and that makes you subject to deportation. We talked, your mom and I, about, if they're doing some of these ICE raids right now, and if you go in and there's a couple gangbangers from Venezuela, and there's 2 or 3 other non-gangbangers, but hanging out with them.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Let those 3 just go and say, they're hanging out with violent, well, they're terrorists because they've been named a terrorist organization. And to me, that is one of the very best things that Trump has done so far, is to name them terrorist organizations.
Because then that opens up so many other options for what we can do to maintain them, to deport them. They're illegal terrorist organization. Now,
Well,
I had another video. I debated on whether to play it. I ended up deleting it because I couldn't verify it. But there was a contractor working in an apartment building in Chicago. Went into an apartment. There was nobody there. It was rented by 5 Muslim gentlemen, and they had guns and ammo and police uniforms, and it was kind of suspicious kind of thing. So illegal terrorist organization, and that opens up so much of what we can do to control that.
and I don't know if you heard this, but I think it was last night that there was actually an incident where cartel was firing at Border Patrol. There's actually video of it. It's not just one of these, people saying it. There was actual video of it taking place, and it was a prolonged shootout between Border Patrol and cartel members. I think
God
what
be
had
with our
happened,
Border Patrol.
I think what happened was they were smuggling either people or drugs, and Border Patrol came upon it. And so to think that that stuff has just quit would be the wrong assumption, because it hasn't just quit, and our Border Patrol people are at risk every single day that they go to work.
God be with our Border Patrol.
Yes, absolutely.
God be with our president and vice president and everyone who's trying to do the right thing.
And the ICE agents that are doing these raids, I mean, it's not like the gangbangers and the violent criminals that are here illegally don't know that they're on the list.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, there is going to be some dangerous operations take place. And
people seem to forget too with Bill Clinton and Elian Gonzalez, the little Hispanic boy that he sent armed agents to go kidnap and deport. Remember that?
yes, very much so.
Yeah, but that was okay because he was a Democrat. He had a D behind his name, so we're not going to talk about that. But we're going to bash Trump for doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else for tonight.
I don't. I am spent. I'm ready to make some chow and hit the sack.
Well, good job tonight. I think
you too. I had another one for the books. Hoping where we went out and did the right thing.
There is the banner running again. Write that down, link.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to read it out loud because it's better just to look at it and write it down. If you can't remember it after we're done, message Ronnie or I, and we'll take you to it. But help us out. Help us grow the Red, White, and True brand. And thank you again, Tanya.
Yes.
Let's see, that way, for the Red, White, and True shirts.
That's it. There's my Red, White, and True. I'm going to get this tattooed on me. I'll have a new tattoo this year. What do you think?
Well, I just leave that one up to you. Don't want to.
My body's my temple, and I choose to decorate it.
There you go. Let's pray, and then let's call it a night. Father, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for Ronnie working with me on this and spending the quality time together to do it, and spending time separately working to make this the best that we can. Father, we lift our country up to you, and we lift our president up to you, our vice president, and all elected officials, federal, state, local, school boards, everybody that makes decisions that affects other people's lives. Father, I pray that people would take their job seriously when they're an elected official. Father, I pray for Israel and what's going on there. And we didn't talk about them tonight, but we just ask that you would keep them safe, help them as they fight against terror. And Father, we know that they are your chosen people. Father, we lift up those that are on the prayer and share prayer list, and all of the different things that are on the minds and hearts of the people that hear my voice right now. They all have their own prayer requests and their own situations. Father, help Ronnie and I to be the very best we can be at what we do, and help us to always go through this with your guidance and your direction. Even when sometimes we may want things ourselves, we pray that you would lead us and that you would open doors that we need to walk through, and that you would close doors that we need to stay out of. Thank you for hearing my prayer, Father. In Jesus' name, amen.
I'd like to take a real quick second, if you don't mind. I want to thank everyone who came to my glitter birthday and who set it up. It was amazing. I was a little depressed turning 41 years old, but to see so many people come out, and the glitter cheese ball and the glitter noodles and the glitter gravy and the glitter mashed potatoes. Thanks, Mom. It was delicious. I just want to say a special thank you to everyone, and to Ashley for helping me out, pulling stories for me, and keeping these dogs quiet and the baby quiet and everything. So, and just I really appreciate everybody, and I love doing this, and I can't wait to see where we go.
All right. Well, until next Tuesday, or who knows, we may even go live sometime with something breaking. Who knows what
Absolutely,
we're going to do? There's all kind of possibilities. There could be how they have the NBC nightly news. We may have the red, white, and true nightly news at some
Hey, that
point.
works for me. As long as I'm not cooking waffles or writing people up or something like that, I'll be here.
All right. Well, God bless everybody. Thank you for being with us, and go out and do the right thing.